The Black Monk of Pontefract is one of the most infamous and well-documented hauntings in the United Kingdom. The haunting is centered around a house at 30 East Drive, Pontefract, West Yorkshire. The events that took place there have been the subject of numerous books, documentaries, and films, making it one of the most well-known cases of paranormal activity in the world. The history and background. The haunting is said to center around a figure known as the Black Monk, believed to be the spirit of a 16th-century Cluniac monk from the nearby priory. The monk's history is grim and tragic, contributing to the malevolent nature of the haunting. Pontefract has a long and dark history, with records of executions, murders, and other violent events. In the 16th century, the area was home to a Cluniac monastery, and according to local legend, one of the monks committed heinous crimes, including the rape and murder of a young girl. The monk was supposedly caught, tried, and hanged for his crimes near the site where 30 East Drive now stands. His spirit is believed to have been bound to the area, forever haunting it as penance for his sins. The Pritchard family and the haunting. The haunting began in 1966 when the Pritchard family moved into the semi-detached house at 30 East Drive. The family consisted of Jean and Joe Pritchard and their 2 children, Philip and Diane. Almost immediately, strange phenomena began to occur. Initially, the activity seemed relatively harmless, with events like lights turning on and off, furniture being moved, and objects disappearing and reappearing in strange places. However, the activity quickly escalated and became more menacing. The first reported incident occurred in August 1966, when Philip, then 15, and his grandmother Sarah Scholes were in the house alone. A strange gust of wind swept through the house, followed by a fine white dust falling from mid-air. This was just the beginning of a series of inexplicable events. Objects would move on their own, lights would flicker, and foul odors would suddenly permeate the house. There were also accounts of sudden temperature drops and a feeling of a sinister presence lurking in the house. The family soon began to experience more violent phenomena, including objects being thrown across rooms, heavy breathing sounds, and even physical attacks on family members. One of the most frequent and violent forms of activity was the throwing of objects, including furniture, by an unseen force. The haunting became more sinister when the spirit, later referred to as Fred, began to physically attack members of the Pritchard family. Diane, in particular, seemed to be the focus of these attacks, and she was reportedly dragged up the stairs by an invisible force on one occasion. The entity responsible for the haunting was eventually seen by multiple witnesses and became known as the Black Monk. Described as a tall figure dressed in black robes, the apparition was said to have a hood covering its face, giving it a menacing and intimidating appearance. The Black Monk was seen both inside the house and in the surrounding area, reinforcing the belief that the haunting was connected to the property's dark history. The Pritchard family sought help from various sources, including priests, paranormal investigators, and spiritualists. Several attempts were made to cleanse the house, including exorcisms, but none were successful in permanently removing the entity. The haunting continued for several years, with the activity peaking and then subsiding intermittently. After the Pritchard family eventually moved out, the house at 30 East Drive continued to be a site of interest for paranormal investigators and enthusiasts. Some believe that the Black Monk is still present in the house, and numerous reports of strange activity have continued over the years. The house remains a popular destination for ghost hunters and has been featured in several television shows and movies. It has been the inspiration for books such as The Poltergeist Prince of London, The Remarkable True Story of the Battersea Poltergeist by Shirley Hitchings and James Clark, and The Black Monk of Pontefract by Richard Estep. In 2012, the story was adapted into a horror film titled When the Lights Went Out, which dramatized the events that took place. Like many paranormal cases, the story of the Black Monk has its share of skeptics. Some critics argue that the events could be explained by psychological factors, such as mass hysteria or the influence of suggestion. Others believe that the story has been exaggerated over the years for commercial gain. Despite this, the case remains one of the most compelling examples of alleged poltergeist activity. The Black Monk of Pontefract is a case that has captured the imagination of many and continues to be a subject of fascination. Whether you believe in the paranormal or not, the story of the Pritchard family's ordeal at 30 East Drive remains one of the most chilling and enduring tales of hauntings in the annals of supernatural history. Thanks for watching another Haunted Reel. Remember to like and subscribe for more. Some of the images in this video have been manipulated for representation and effects purposes. Link to story in video description. Sleep tight.